After the central part of Oval Tower collapsed, all functions of Platinum Jail came to a halt. But a quick intervention from the mainland calmed the chaos. The cause of Oval Tower's collapse was said to be the collapse of its main system. Further details are unknown. Most of the people left in the tower were miraculously saved, and there were no deaths or critical injuries. Before the tower began to act up, it looks like a message was transmitted to the tower. However, a portion of Toei's inner personnel are missing. Taking advantage of this opportunity, Toei's plans, research, and experiments were brought into the light. With the plan to attract the people of the old resident district in with his special commemorative event foiled, the people barely escaped his clutches. Toei Inc.'s affiliated businesses have been undertaken by different companies, all mates as well. Even the rhyme companies have been transformed. Usui is no longer used. Soon, Toei Inc.'s image will fade from Midorojima. Right now, the islanders are trying their hardest to take back their island. Kojiku is continuing as a hairdresser like he's always been, and Clear shows his face at Heibon from time to time. Mink broke contact, but there's no way he could have disappeared, because God hates me. Mizuki regained consciousness. He can't leave the hospital, but he's happy whenever I come to visit him. I've been passing by the days like I always have with Granny since I came back to the old resident district. My headaches have become a thing of the past, and the pain I feel in my hair has become dimmer lately. I haven't felt his presence lately, but I know he's still inside of me. He's sleeping somewhere deep inside of me. I can feel it. So honestly, my anxiety isn't exactly gone, but I'm calm enough. Noiz suffered from complicated bone fractures all over his body, so he's been admitted to the old resident district's hospital. For his first few days, he could barely even move, so I decided to annoy him and go see him every day. Luckily though, Noiz got to have his own private room. It's better that way with his personality and all. Noiz is in rehab right now, and he'll be able to get discharged someday. They tried to make him go to rehab, and he said, yes, please, dear God, this hurts. I've gotten used to the routine. I stand in front of the door and knock. I'm coming in.
Okay.
When I open the room, I see Noiz laying on the bed, sitting up and reading him.
When you open the room?
I open the door. I opened up the room with my 2 hands! When I open the door, I see Noiz laying on the bed, sitting up and reading a magazine. He's wearing the simple hospital robe, but is covered from head to toe in white bandages that are painful to even look at. But he actually seems to be in a sort of good condition. I stepped to the edge of the bed, pulled out a package from my bag, and put it on the side table. I brought Granny's donuts today. Have some. I took off my jacket, put my bag on the floor, and sat on a round stool. Noiz put down the magazine onto his lap and blankly looked around. What? You don't want any?
I'll have some.
Noiz's awkward gaze moves back to me. Compared to when we first met, he's a lot more obedient now. Frankly, it's pretty great. Here. When I take a donut out of the bag and offer it to him, Noiz makes an unwilling look. Man, I know he loves these. That's kinda cute. I bite into it without any hesitation. It was really good. Work at Heibon today was super busy, so I had to miss lunch. The new parts that just came in have been really popular, so it's been a fight over orders between customers lately. Thanks to that, we're completely sold out. I'm happy the shop is keeping profits up, but the internet and phone orders have been hectic to take care of. But it's good to be busy once in a while. Granny said that you should come over to eat when you get discharged. I think she meant you absolutely had to come over, though.
Sure, I guess I'll come.
How much longer before you're discharged?
The doctor said a quick 2 weeks, but another month after that.
It's taking some time.
Well, I still have a lot of scans to do, too.
How's your body? Like, your senses?
They checked that out, but it looks like it's all back.
Is that so? So things like the IV and injections must have surprised you when they hurt.
Nah, but it was kind of interesting to feel the sting of a needle. I've never felt it before.
Interesting. Really?
Yeah. Oh.
Noiz took the last bite of my donut and plopped back onto the bed. Crumbs of it fell off and rolled down onto his stomach. Jeez, you're a weird kid.
Shut up, have some pity.
Alrighty then. I get up from the stool and reach out my hand to pick up the remnants of the donut. It's all off. Huh? Noiz grabs my arm before I sit back down on the stool. I look at him surprised. It looks like he wanted to say something. What?
I've been thinking about some things ever since my senses came back.
He must have been thinking hard while he spoke, because his words were only puttering out of his mouth. What? The atmosphere feels different now.
Can we talk about something?
Sure.
I've always been pushed away by my parents and other people, so this had never happened to me before. I thought it was obvious that I was meant to live alone. Couldn't understand why people interfered with others, and anyone who tried to interfere with me was only after my money for themselves. I had trouble acknowledging people's existences, so when you forced your way into my life, it was so annoying at first, and I couldn't do anything about it. I just didn't understand why. But you did a lot of things for me and told me things, so I thought I'd try to figure you out. And, I'm like this all because of you now. I sort of came to understand that this world wasn't all that bad, like you said. If it weren't for you, I'd probably be dead right now. And I wouldn't have cared. Even now, I can say I still feel that way. But I learned what pain was, so what it felt like in your body and in your heart. I felt it all when you saved me. I definitely didn't want you to die, so I thought it'd have been better for me to die instead. It was amazing. It gave me a rush that took my breath away.
Noiz.
So I want to thank you, and now
Noiz stops talking and bites his lip. I tense up, waiting to hear what he'll say next. My heart feels like it's about to burst right out of my chest because of that little speech he just gave.
I want to touch you again.
I
want to touch you, now that I can feel things again.
Noiz slides his hand down from my arm to the back of my hand. And like that, he slowly grips my hand.
What about you?
Noiz's eyes gaze straight into my own. I thought Noiz was a dangerous and odd guy at the start, but not someone I'd ever want to leave alone. But when I started to learn more about him, I learned about all the things he was fighting inside. I saw him as a little kid in a man's body, finding his actions cute at times. It's the same now. It was only because I wanted to take care of him, though. I'm sure I've seen the depths of him. I can feel it. And this here means that I should have been a little self-aware. I turn around my hand that Noiz was holding and intertwine our Noiz blinked with a slight look of confusion on his face. I probably showed him my answer, but I could feel my face heating up. I could hear my heart pounding and could feel the sweat seeping out of my palms.
I can take this as a yes, right?
Yeah. Noiz pulls my hand to his mouth and kisses it.
Oh!
My shoulders shuddered to the feeling, but he strengthened his grip and pulled harder on my hand. Whoa! My body lurches over and hangs over Noiz. I hear the magazine fall to the floor. Well then. I see a strange, feverish look in Noiz's eyes. No, does that mean... right here, right now?
Don't want to?
Not that I don't want to, but we're in a hospital. Won't someone come in?
No one comes around this time. Except us.
Oh, so you've been planning this. Really?
Yeah.
Okay. I really couldn't tell whether this was a good idea or not. It's not. Please don't ever do this, people. Please.
It's not a good idea.
Please don't ever do this.
Also, like, wouldn't his, like, heartbeat going up and, like, stuff like that alert the doctors and they'd come running in thinking something's wrong?
They've actually had a lot of issues like that in hospitals when, like, usually male patients start jerking off.
Jeez.
It's these... I feel bad for them because, like, a nurse comes in like, is everything okay? And they're just like, So, yes, but this is not real life. But in real life, please don't do this. If you're...
Please don't.
I really couldn't tell whether this was a good idea or not, but it never crossed my mind that we should stop. God damn it, Aoba.
Aoba.
You stupid...
Aoba.
You're the adult here, you're 23! I mean, you're both adults, technically, but, like, you're like the adult.
You're the big boy.
Noiz even showed me his honest feelings like I'd always wanted, and I wanted to know more about Noiz. Maybe I'd always wanted to know more than I'd ever noticed. And at this point, the fact that I didn't want to stop was proof of that. I left Noiz for a moment and locked the door. Then I checked if the curtains were definitely closed.
I don't think hospital doors have locks.
Well, in this universe, they do.
You're being cautious.
Of course I am!
I don't really care if anyone sees us.
Yeah, well, you're a fucking pervert, so I do. I go back over to Noiz and put my hands back on the bed.
Who is that?
I'm pretty sure that's Noiz. Well, nope, I was me. Well, whatever, they were the same line. This sort of thing requires some guts.
Really?
Oh, yeah, I mean, I locked the door, but what if someone was standing outside?
You don't need to think about that.
But I am.
Then stop.
Well, okay, since you asked so nicely. Noiz let out a small sigh and wrapped his arm around my back. And like that, I let him kiss me. Nug. Exclamation point. Starts to... I never know when to stop. I mean, theoretically, it's the rule of thumb the moment it comes out. He starts to push harder on my lips, but then pecks me on the cheeks to tell me to open my mouth. When he sticks his tongue into my open mouth, he traces it over my teeth, slowly licking them. I heard the sound of something clinking against my teeth, and I remembered Noiz's tongue piercing. He did the same thing last time, now that I think about it. It was hot and all back then, but I never would have imagined what it felt like right now. Fu Nympha. I put my arms around Noiz's neck as we intertwined and sucked on each other's tongues. I sometimes rub the back of his head, or the back or his head. I sometimes rub his head. Oh, that's not a typo. That's actually a legit sentence. That's actually correct. Oh. I sometimes rub his back or his head. It's correct. Ha. My body temperature. My body temperature rose as my mind began to go numb from all the deep kisses. I heard the tapping of footsteps by the door before, but I noticed them less and less. I slowly lift my body weight and lay Noiz down onto the bed. As we separate, a thin string of saliva forms between us. Ah yes, classic. More saliva drips from my mouth as my hot, shallow breaths escape into the air. Close your mouth, Aoba. Noiz looks at me with a confused expression as he rests his head on the pillow.
What?
I thought it'd be hard for you to move, 'cause your bones are broken and such.
You won't say it's over yet, will you? And you're even...
You don't have to say that.
Oh my god.
Well, that's close to what I was thinking.
Seriously?
Noiz's eyelids unexpectedly fluttered, as if he thought I was joking. That was an embarrassing thing to say. Good thing neither of us said it. You're injured anyway, can't have you moving around too much.
Nerd.
In Japanese at the end he's just like, sugoi na. He's like so smug.
My own senpai is willing to give me some service. Awesome.
Shut up. Hurry up, it'll be bad if someone comes.
You aren't setting the right mood.
Noiz smiled with a show me what you got sort of face, and I irritatedly shut him up by kissing him. Oh my god. Exclamation point. We were only pushing our lips together at first, but it turned into a tender kiss. I undid the knot on Noiz's clothes and put both of my hands inside, on his chest, for the record. His skin was a little hot and dry. I slid my hands down from the chest to his stomach, and then down to his thighs.
Wait.
Noiz suddenly said in a serious tone, and I stopped my hands.
Stay like this for a little bit.
Noiz puts his hands on mine and closes his chest. His eyes. I'm distracted.
They're warm. Both your fingers and your palms feel hot.
See, like, that's something that Genos can do because he's a cyborg, but not Noiz. That was the worst time to miss-say that because it's supposed to be a cute and touching scene. And here I am laughing over Noiz opened his chest. Oh, so that's it. Noiz can actually feel sensations now. Before, his sense of touch was only dull and barely recognizable, but he can feel me clearly now. It's a normal thing for people, but this is an important first for Noiz. I didn't move like Noiz asked. Before long, Noiz opened his eyes. Seeing that, I slowly lowered my hands. That's a Yep, that's a dick. There's piercings. Time to suck a dick. Yeah. So, you remember the infamous Bite It scene, right?
Yes.
We have a bit of a reprise here. My teeth slightly clench when Noiz jolts backwards. Oh shit, that must have hurt! I look up to try and apologize, but was shocked. Noiz's mouth and eyes are both half open and his cheeks are dyed a deep red. He looks at me, taking shallow breaths. It didn't hurt, it felt good. I tested out again and bite the tip! Noiz closes his eyes with a straight
I'm confused. Was he not feeling it before?
Originally, the bite-it scene was because he couldn't feel anything. And then Aoba asked him later, like, do you like pain? And he's like, not especially, because he can't feel it. But, now he can feel pain, and, he kinda likes it. He really feels it. He slowly opened his eyes and smiled with a romantic expression.
That hurts.
Oh, you're a perverted brat. He has piercings on the back of his neck. This boy has too many piercings.
Why?
'Cause he couldn't feel
How do
it.
you even do that?
'Cause he couldn't feel it. Really. I mean, it's kind of assumed that the only reason why he has all those piercings is because, like, well, again, like, if, like, you know, biting skin felt things, then piercing it should certainly, so that's why I feel like he has all those piercings, is that he was just like, I can't feel anything, so I do this, but I can get a little bit of something, and it's like, hey, I have some sort of sensation and I'm not a monster. So therefore, I have gauges, and eyebrow piercings, and nose piercings, and under, I don't know, snake bite piercings, and piercings on my hands, and piercings on the back of my neck, and literally piercings on my belly button and my dick. Yeah, we overdid it, but it's probably okay.
Is it, Aoba? Is it?
Noiz slightly cast his eyes down, but looked at me again after pecking my lips.
It was really good.
Thanks. None. It was awkward to hear this face to face, so I moved my eyes somewhere else. That was pretty straightforward and honest. And what about you? Wait, he's saying that to me.
What about you?
Eh?
Was it not that good?
No, it's not like it wasn't, but... Noiz looks at me with a grin. He's really getting a kick out of my reactions. I'm, gonna do that now. Ouch. Oh. Basically, Noiz said a perverted thing, Aoba said, get some rest, and flicked his forehead, and now we have...
Ouch.
I flicked Noiz's forehead and pulled out some more tissues. Nope. I have to wipe off your stomach.
That tickles.
When I saw his face, I felt a tinge of something deep in my heart. That's a real smile.
Doki, Doki.
The first one of his I've ever seen. I guess he really is a cute guy. Okay, done. When I go to throw away the used tissues, I make eye contact with Noiz. He still had on that smile, so I pulled his lips to mine and softly kissed him. Numb. Kid.
What was that for?
Nothing. Noiz looked a little ticked, but his grin came right back.
We'll do some different things when I get out of here.
You perverted brat. I stirred up Noiz's hair by ruffling it with my hands. I never thought about it before, but...
Stirred up?
I like his hair shaken, not stirred. I mean the opposite. I never thought about it before, but he's shown a lot more emotions lately. That honestly makes me happy. Holding on to that small joy, the days passed on calmly in the mere blink of an eye.
REPRISE.